yes, if I look a little different, it's because I have a nice, clean-ish shaved face. I understand that I probably look like a child, but that's okay. You know what? That is okay. So, today we're going to get into Week 5 in the NFL. So a lot of great things happen in Week 4. We'll kind of touch on some of those as we go through the docket today. Man, let me tell you. First of all, a lot of big injuries happened this past week. Some other stuff has come up today. So a few things. One, Malik Nabers, as a lot of you know who have him in fantasy, Malik Nabers will be out for the rest of the season due to tearing his ACL. For the love of all things holy, can we get the turf out of MetLife Stadium? This is now probably like the third or fourth injury that we've had in MetLife Stadium that pertains to an ACL. We remember OBJ did the same exact thing early in his career. So please, NFL, change the turf in MetLife Stadium. MetLife has got a curse. I don't know what to tell you, but MetLife has a curse. Okay? Next thing up, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill had to have emergency surgery on his leg. He tore all of his ligaments in his right knee, left knee. On Monday night against the Jets. Gruesome injury. If you haven't seen it, you can find it everywhere. It was tough. His leg was hyperextended as he was going out of bounds, and he kind of rolled over the top of it and it popped out. He had a bone pop. Oh, it was gruesome. I don't want to get into details, but it was gruesome. All right, so we got that going on. Also, the Browns announcing today that Dylan Gabriel will be getting the start in London against the Minnesota Vikings for the Browns, and benching Joe Flacco. Let's see. So that is going to make history. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably some of the biggest news that we have coming out of the NFL this week thus far. A lot of great games last week. A lot of upsets I didn't call. That I know Big Sexy is probably excited about. So we'll see if we can't get him in here as well. Let me shoot him a text. So a lot of good things. So let's recap some of these games from last week while I have them here. So scores from this past week. Scores. All right, so we'll start with the Thursday night game. Obviously, we know the Seahawks won 23-20 in dramatic fashion against the Cardinals. The Steelers got the victory in Dublin over the Vikings, 24-21. The Falcons took down the Commanders, 34-27. The Bills took out the Saints, 31-19. The Lions pushed past the Browns, 34-10. The Texans got their first win against the Titans, so they're going to be singing victory. Shutting out the Titans, I mean, probably isn't the hardest thing to do, but you know what? It's the Titans, and we'll talk about the Titans a little bit more and kind of the direction that they're heading. Patriots blow out the Panthers 42-13. The Giants take down the Chargers 21-18, starting the Jackson Dart era in New York. Let's see what else we got here. The Rams took out the Colts 27-20. That game probably could have been the other way around had I can't remember his name, had one dude not fumbled that ball out of the back of the end zone. Jaguars took down the 49ers. Chiefs beat the Ravens. Lamar Jackson went out in that game. The Bears get a block to hold on by 1 for a 25-24 win over the Raiders. A lot of us stayed up for 4 hours on Sunday night just to watch a tie. So that was great. Let's see. And then Monday night we had the Dolphins beating the Jets 27-21 and the Broncos handing it to the Bengals 28-3. And then obviously the Eagles took down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-25. So let's talk about the Titans right now, because this is I live in Middle Tennessee, and this has been a very touchy subject with the Titans. All right, the Titans are 0-4, and Cam Ward said it the best. I mean, they're playing like ass. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're just playing like ass. They're not playing together. They're not playing as a team. They're just I don't even know what to think. I really don't. I really don't know what to think. The Titans are in trouble. The Titans are in trouble. They are taking on, I forgot who they're taking. We'll get to it here, but they are in trouble. You know, they think that they're going to be able to fill the stadium. They're not. They're not going to be, especially this new stadium that they're building. They're not even going to be able to fill that stadium. That stadium is going to be a glorified concert venue for Nashville. And the Titans are just going to happen to play there. I mean, shit. If Vandy continues on the way that they're going, Vandy will friggin' sell out in Nissan Stadium before the Titans do. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. It is crazy. So, yeah. There's going to be some coaches changes there in the Nashville, here in the Nashville area, coming very soon. I would assume. I would expect nothing less from them. We'll probably get a few coaching changes if some of these teams don't change their course of direction. But you know what? Let's look into this week. So this is the week 5 schedule here. Let me know what games you guys are most excited about. So tomorrow night we have the divisional matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams. That is always, I feel like, a fun game to watch. I feel like that is a very good primetime game. It's always very close. So, attitudes or, emotions are very high for this game. So, I feel like we should get a good game here, very honestly. So 4 teams on a bye week this week. That includes the Falcons, the Bears, the Packers, and the Steelers. All get to take a week off for week 5. Yeah, we got a great slate of games here. One game that I'm probably most excited about, in all honesty. Well, you know what? Looking at the schedule, the only one that really stands out to me, well, there's probably, I don't know, is the one tomorrow night. That looks like the best matchup out of all of these. The only other one that could possibly be any good is that Philadelphia-Denver game. I don't expect much out of that. I really don't. I would expect Philly to win that game. Denver's looked pretty good this season so far. Bo Nix isn't doing exactly what he did last year, but looking good. Excuse me. Vikings and Browns. Vikings get to stay overseas and just go from Dublin to London. Again, we're at the start of that Jackson Dart era in New York, so I would probably pick the I'd probably have the Giants over the Saints or the Aints, honestly. Houston, I'm not sure what's going on with Houston. Right? Yeah, they won, but they beat the Titans. Pretty sure a Pee Wee team could beat the Titans. I don't know. I'm not going to take it that far. I'm not going to take it that far. And then the Ravens. The Ravens are going to be without Lamar Jackson probably for the next few weeks due to a hamstring injury. Excuse me. The Raiders and the Colts. I expect the Colts to win that game, to bounce back and win that game. I don't think, the Raiders are anything special. I mean, Ashton Jeanty had a game finally for all you fantasy owners of Ashton Jeanty. He finally had a good game. The Cowboys and the Jets, I would expect the Cowboys to win. The Jets aren't anything special this year. I mean, the Cowboys were able to keep up with the Green Bay Packers. They didn't beat them. But they also didn't lose to them. So, there's that. I guess. Dolphins, Panthers. Not exciting to me. The Bucs and the Seahawks. This could be a good game. I feel like these two teams are probably pretty similar in their style of play. This is, if anything, this is going to be a cool matchup because this is going to be a battle of retro jerseys. So we are going to be in our 76 uniforms again, like we were for week 3. And the Seahawks are also going to be in their throwback jerseys as well. So this will just be a cool game to watch and look at. Titans, Cardinals. Again, I'm not going to pick the Titans for anything. I picked them last week, and that was obviously a freaking mistake. So I'm not going to pick them at all for the rest of the year. I probably won't even pick them if they win. The Lions have looked unstoppable since they lost to Green Bay week 1. And the Bengals have looked, stoppable. They just don't look great. There's been flares between Zach Taylor and Jamar Chase. What's going on there? I mean, that team is slowly crumbling and falling apart. Washington and Chargers, this could be a good game, but I mean, if Jaden Daniels was playing, and I think he's expected to play, I think this was the last week that he was supposed to be out. Bills and the Patriots, the only reason for Sunday Night Football, the only reason that this could be a good game is because these have been played close. These games have been played close, and I think it's a divisional matchup Sunday night. I mean, again, the cool thing is that the Bills will be wearing their rivalries jersey, which I don't know if you've seen it, but they look so dope. So dope, right? They look incredible. All white, look like snow. It's really cool. I would have saved them for later in the year, but that's me. And then Monday Night Football, Kansas City and Jacksonville. Jacksonville was accused by the San Francisco 49ers of legally stealing signs. I don't know what the hell that means. How do you legally steal something? Somebody answer me that. How do you legally steal signs? I don't know. I'm not sure how that makes sense at all. I really don't understand how that makes sense. But I would expect Kansas City to win that game as well. So kind of hanging out here. I'll be honest with you guys. We're just gonna kind of hang out a little bit. talk some football. So if you guys got anything to say, I'm gonna go make me some coffee. That's what I know. I need to make me some coffee. Let me look at some of the. We'll see if I can't find any other news. Mm-hmm. So we'll do a little bit of trivia here when I get back. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see there. There we go. Cover my face up. We'll do some rookie of the weeks and stuff. So let me go put together some coffee real quick, and that will be. All right. So we're back. So let's go over some of these picks of the week here. What do you think? So for week 4, so let's see. Put it in the chat if you're out there. Put it in the chat. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Rookie player of the week here: Jackson Dart, and Emeka Egbuka, Omarion Hampton, R.J. Harvey, Ashton Genty, or Woody Marks. What do you guys think? I think all these guys have a good case. Let's see. I know Ashton Genty had 3 touchdowns, and Emeka had over 100 yards with a touchdown. Jackson Dart obviously just got his first win, so that's always very impressive. I feel like the thing of I know I look young, but I look so old at the same time. All these bags underneath my eyes. Oh my gosh. Gonna need some Botox. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick Ashton Genty. I feel like he had probably one of the better games. Okay. Let's see. All right, folks. FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Week for Week 4. We have Ashton Genty again. We have Patrick Mahomes. We have Puka Nacua. We have Dak Prescott. We got Bijan Robinson and Matthew Stafford. So, as much as it hurts me, I think I'm going to pick Bijan here. Oh, we got air and ground. So I got to pick two. So Bijan on the ground. I'll pick Dak Prescott through the air. And that's it. No defense. No defense whatsoever. Huh. All right. No. All right. Let's see what else we got going on in here. So kind of talked about that a little bit. Let's see, contenders and pretenders. This will be a fun segment. Contenders and pretenders. Okay. Oh, is this just everybody? Oh no, these are all 2-2 teams, right? I think. All right. Okay, so which 2-2 teams are contenders and which ones are pretenders? Let's see. So Arizona Cardinals. Let's see. The Cardinals are a tough call for this type of exercise. Let's see. Pretender. Atlanta Falcons. Pretender. Oh wow, that's crazy. Chicago. Pretender. Oh my goodness. Cincinnati. Pretender. Denver Broncos. Contender. I feel like that's solid. Kansas City Chiefs. Contender. And the Minnesota Vikings. Contender. New England Patriots. Pretender. Commanders. Contender. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, power rankings. Tennessee Titans number 32, 31 Saints, 30 the Jets, 29 the Dolphins, 28 the Raiders, 27 the Panthers, 26 the Giants, 25 the Browns, 24 the Bengals, 23 the New England Patriots, 22 the Dallas Cowboys, 21 the Texans, 20 the Falcons, 19 the Cardinals, 18 Chicago, 17 Minnesota, 16 Baltimore. We're going to be 15. 15 San Fran, 14 Steelers, 13 Jacksonville, 12 the Broncos, 11 Commanders. Are we going to be top 10? Colts. Oh, we're going to be top 10. Chiefs at number 9, 8 the Chargers, Tampa at 7, Green Bay at 6, Seahawks at 5, Rams at 4, Detroit at 3, Philly. Nope. Buffalo at 2 and Philly at 1. How do you guys feel about that? Power rankings. Man, how you guys feel about that? Philly number 1. Let's see. Josh Allen needs one more game with a passing and rushing touchdown to break the tie for Cam Newton for most in NFL history. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, well, we're going to stay on here for the next few minutes here. because I am all out of stuff to talk about. Purdy and Purcell questionable for Thursday Night Football. I don't know. Bucky Irvin ankle, getting medical options on recovery for lower leg. He suffered injury. He suffered against the Eagles on Sunday. Carter, second concussion protocol. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be about doing it for me. I appreciate you to those who tuned in and watched this episode. KFR Sportscast live with BG here. I'll probably be doing this every. I skipped yesterday. I had a lot to do yesterday, but I'm gonna do this every Tuesday. Kind of go over the games. I'm gonna do this every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Sit down with you guys. So I'll be putting out posts over the next few days, just to kind of remind you guys to tune in to watch KFR Sportscast live every Tuesday with BG. But until then, I'll talk to you guys next time. Until then,